It is tails. You won the toss, Los Medanos. Los Medanos wins the toss. They're going to defer. Los Medanos won. They deferred. Contra Costa will receive at this end. Good luck to both teams.
Numerals and gold trim, red helmets and red pants. Contra Costa is in the home blue with white numerals, white helmets and blue pants. Now, gentlemen, will you please rise for the playing of our
And with the singing of the national anthem, it's Football Saturday here in Contra Costa, San Pablo, California. Afternoon's conference matchup between the visiting Los Medanos Mustangs, coming in with a record of 3-3, 2-1 overall in conference, against the host homecoming day here in Contra Costa. And the Comets of Contra Costa coming in with a record of 2-5 overall, 1-1 in conference. Last time out for the Mustangs, they was victorious 14-10 over College of the Redwoods. Zach Burke, the starting quarterback, was 13 for 33, 171 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. On the ground, Tyrik Daniels had a big game, 89 yards, and Jaiden Woodson had 40 yards as well. And through the air, Josh Worsham had 3 catches for 60 yards, and Justin Boyd had 3 catches, 47 yards. On the other hand, Contra Costa lost on the road against De Anza. De Anza is the #1 seed in the American Pacific 7 Conference. Jake Tragle was 14 out of 16 for 154 yards. 2 interceptions. Jerald Daniels, 12 rushes for 27 yards, no touchdowns. And Capicio Cherry, the freshman, 6 rushes for 11 yards, no touchdowns. Through the air, Riley Lee led the Comets with 4 catches for 58 yards, and he had 1 long of 21 yards. Dominique Latham, the freshman, 4 catches for 17 yards. And Capicio Cherry caught his first touchdown out of the backfield for his first touchdown of the season. And the Comets of Contra Costa will take over at the 35-yard line. And again, Contra Costa trying to get on track, on the winning track again. Currently, they're right now nestled in at the 3rd seed. Actually, they're number 4 in conference, won a 1-1. They're trailing Los Medanos, who has a 2-1 record, as we mentioned. De Anza 3-0. Tragle hands it off over the left side, and that's a nice run. And that'll be dragged all the way down to the 30-yard line. And that was Jerald Daniels, the sophomore out of Oakland Technical High School, with a nice hefty gain. Gain of around 20 yards, and that we put Contra Costa. So 32-yard gain for Daniels, and again he has it over the right side, and he was not going to be touched, and for another first down. So it's a nice gain of 16 yards for Daniels, and he's coming out right on target early. And actually the quarterback will be number 10 starting today. That will be Vancoillie. He'll be the starting quarterback, and he's out of Belgium, so he'll be starting today in place of Tragle, who's been the normal starter this season. So Jalen Tragle will not be getting a start this afternoon, and it will be Vancoillie. He will be getting the start. And that penalty wiped out that gain by Daniel, so it will be first down in around 18. So Daniels just came out on fire, 32 yards on his first gain for a first down, and then he had 16 yards, but then that was a penalty. So now it will be first down and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Stallions. That's a quick pass to Daniels again, and he avoids a couple of tacklers, and he pretty much gets back the yards that they lost, and he's almost at a first down. So nice quick screen to Daniels, and they're featuring him early, and that was a gain of around 16. So it will be second down and short. So Contra Costa, as we mentioned, trying to get on the winning side here on this homecoming afternoon. Beautiful day for football. 3-back set, power setup, and hand it off again to Daniels over the right side, and actually that's to number 23, and that's Jalen Morris with the carry, and that will be for a first down. So nice 3-yard gain, and that will be the second first down on this drive. Fourth play of the drive. As you recall, Contra Costa has one penalty so far, and that was on a 16-yard gain by Daniels. That was wiped out, but they came right back with a screen pass to Daniels again. He picked up 16, and first down was made by Jalen Morris. Fake the handoff over the left side. Design run, and he will be dragged down. A gain of a couple, and that's the quarterback. That's Aaron Vancoillie. That was a gain of around 2, so it should be second down and 8 for the Comets of Contra Costa. Pivotal game in the American Pacific 7 Conference as the Comets trail Los Medanos, the Stallions, by 1 game. The Stallions come in with a record of 2-1 in conference. Contra Costa 1-1. 4 receivers set. Vancoillie throw, and it's caught again, and that will be another first down. So far, Contra Costa has been featuring Jerald Daniels, and that will be the third first down of this drive. That was a gain of around 9.
First and 10 for Contra Costa at the 11.
So gain of 9. It'll be first down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Contra Costa in the red zone. So far has had no issues of driving the football. Outside of that one penalty, they've been pretty clean. And there's another flag. That'll be the second penalty. That looks as though that'll be a false start. That'll push the Comets back 5.
Snap infraction on the center, 5 yards. First down.
So it will be first down and 15 at the 16-yard line.
False start, 5-yard penalty up to the 16, back to the 16. First and 15.
So first down and 15 at Los Medanos 16-yard line. Comets driving early here in the first quarter, 11:44 remaining. Hand off again and over the right side, and he'll be dragged down for a gain of a couple.
Picks up about 2 to 3 yards.
And that's number 23. That's Morris again. For a gain of a couple.
Pittsburgh. Gain of 3.
So gain of 3. Now it will be second down and 12 at the 13-yard line of Los Medanos. As you mentioned, Los Medanos won a close one over College of Redwoods last week, 14-10. 5 receivers set. Vancoillie with the throw, and it'll be out of the outstretched arms, but it will be a penalty. Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer, number 52 of the defense.
So roughing the passer. That's a personal foul.
Pass interference.
And that will move Contra Costa inside of the 10-yard line. And it will be first down and goal
52 of the defense, half the distance, first down.
At the 6-yard line of Los Medanos.
First and goal, Contra Costa at the 6.
So roughing the passer, roughing the quarterback you have in the backfield. Daniels hands it off, and he'll be going to the right side, and he will go in for the first touchdown. 6-yard touchdown. Jerald Daniels at the 10:52 mark. And Contra Costa jumps out first. The 6-yard touchdown by Jerald Daniels, the redshirt sophomore out of Oakland Technical High School. And Contra Costa finds himself on top, 6-0, pending the extra point.
Attempting the extra point, 25, Keegan, Grayson-Zehrung.
Snap is down, and the extra point is up and good. So extra point is good.
Timeout with 10:52 left.
And Contra Costa finds himself ahead 7-0 early. 10:52 remaining in the first quarter. Contra Costa,
Los Medanos now.
an 8-play drive, drove 65 yards for their first touchdown of the game on this homecoming weekend here at Contra Costa. Beautiful day for football. And that play was pretty much all on the ground, as well as a few screen passes, but they definitely featured Jerald Daniels this afternoon, the sophomore, and he delivered.
Coming back from prior classes to see the game.
As Contra Costa took the opening kickoff from their 35-yard line and drove 65 yards for the first touchdown of the game. They find themselves ahead 7-0 with the extra point up and good by their place kicker. That's Keegan Grayson. Contra Costa now will be kicking off to the Stallions of Los Medanos. And this is a pivotal game for both teams, as Contra Costa can climb right back in this race. Although they lost to De Anza earlier, the opportunity here to win will definitely bode well for the Comets, as last year they were 1-4 in conference. They've already tied their record with 1 win, have opportunity to secure another win. It's a short kickoff taken by the up man for the Stallions, and he was drilled down, and there's a penalty. But that tackle was by Devon Greenwood, and he laid to Wood. And Los Medanos will take over at their own 27-yard line, pending the penalty. Maybe offsetting penalties for both teams. But we'll see. The officials for today is Patrick Henderson. He is linesman is Jordan Smith. Side judge is Nick Stoll. Umpire is Kurt Vanderstelp. The referee for today's game is Jim O'Neill. Line judge is Rich Robeson. Field judge is Noah Sarmiento. And back judge is David Velleman. So it looks as though there will be
Live ball foul on the kicking team as well. That'd be a 15-yard penalty.
So it was a foul on Contra Costa. And they're placing the ball now. Contra Costa came out with a dead ball foul. A live ball foul. And that will move the
offside was declined.
Move the ball close to Contra Costa territory. They're right on the logo. So 2 fouls on the play. It was an offsides, and Los Medanos declined that and took the personal foul. And they find themselves starting at their own 43-yard line. Trailing by 7, 10:46 remaining in the first quarter. Nice pitch and catch. Caught and complete. And that's the quarterback. And that's Zach Burke. And he went right to Josh Wilson. We highlighted him at the top of the telecast, as he had 11 receptions last week for 179 yards with 2 touchdowns.
44-yard line.
So 1st and 10. Contra Costa's 44-yard line. Burke again back to pass. Oh, almost intercepted. And that was knocked down by number 24 of Contra Costa. That's Mario Jones.
Wide receiver out of Pittsburgh.
So it'll be 2nd down.
2nd
and 10 for the Stallions of Los Medanos. Handoff. And he'll be dragged down for no gain.
Jaiden Woodson on the carry.
So now it will be 3rd down and 10. No gain on the play.
75-pound sophomore running back out of Clear Creek High School in Union City, Texas.
So 3rd down and 10. Contra Costa's 44-yard line. Los Medanos. Again, we mentioned 3-3 coming into the game. 2-1 in conference. Winners of their last game against Redwoods, 14-10. Man in motion, fly sweep. And he will be dragged down for a gain of around 4.
Around the 39-yard line, carrying number 8, Dylan Michieli.
So that was a gain of 4. Now it's 4th down. And the offense stays on the field.
4th down. And about 5.
So 4th and 5. Zach Burke. Last game out, Burke was consistent with 13 for 33, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. And penalty, and it looks as though it's going to be a false start on Los Medanos. That'll push them back 5 more. Let's see what the referee, Jim O'Neill, has to say. And indeed it is. It's a false start. So that tack on another 5 yards there.
The offense will be a 5-yard penalty. He moves the ball back to the 44-yard line.
So now you're looking at 4th down, and Los Medanos decides to punt. So nice job by the Comets. Depending on the punt, 3 and out bodes well for the Comets. Finds themselves ahead 7-0 early here in the first quarter. Nice punt, and it will be fair caught and downed at the 15-yard line. And that's what Contra Costa will take over.
So Contra Costa will take over 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line.
22-yard line.
Early lead of
It's 8:27 left in the first half.
7-0.
Contra Costa 7, Los Medanos nothing.
Contra Costa took the opening drive, 8 plays, 65 yards,
Skincare and cosmetics.
culminating with a 6-yard touchdown run
We
by
have Sweet Tooth Sensation.
number 13. That's Jerald Daniels, first touchdown of the game.
Chicken, potato salad, and beans. And we also
Redshirt sophomore out of Oakland Technical High School. There's a handoff again, and to be dragged down for a short gain. It's around 5.
handoff. Carrying the ball 21.
So Contra Costa has been featuring the run game this afternoon. starting quarterback, as we mentioned earlier, Jalen Tringle, who started pretty much all season long. You have Aaron Vancoillie. He'll be starting quarterback, the freshman. So 2nd down and 5. So 2nd and 5 for the Comets. Early lead, 7-0. Took the opening kickoff 65 yards and scored. And that's a nice gain over the right side. And that will be close to another first down, and indeed it is. So a nice 6-yard gain. And it will be first down for the Comets. So 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Contra Costa trying to get their personnel in order. 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Handoff again over the left side. He dragged down number 95.
To about the 30-yard line.
And that's Gus Vanderpool. Vanderpool, a freshman out of Leiden Leonardo College. Four-yard gain. 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 7
at the 30-yard line of Contra Costa. Homecoming weekend here in San Pablo. Beautiful day for football. Comets trying to get back on the winning track in conference. Fakes the handoff, rolls out, and he will be thrown out of bounds. So he was chased out of bounds. Nice decision by the quarterback, Aaron Vancoillie, to get rid of it, to live another day, and it'll be 3rd down. So 3rd down and 6. After taking the opening drive, an 8-play drive of 65 yards, culminating with a handoff of the right side by Jerald Daniels. Extra point kick was up and good. Contra Costa has an early lead of 7-0. Vancoillie throws an incomplete, targeting Dominique Latham. And Contra Costa will look to punt. This is BayAreaSports.tv. This is Joaquin Wallace
on the coverage, R.J. Harris.
on the campus of
4th and 7.
Contra Costa, San Pablo, California. Thanks for joining us for this American Pacific 7 conference matchup between the 2-1 Los Medanos Stallions, who are in 3rd place, and nipping at their heels is the Comets of Contra Costa, 1-1. They're locked into 4th place, so Contra Costa is able to win this game. They'll, on paper, at least take over 3rd place with one less loss.
Back deep number 4.
And it was mishandled by the Los Medanos Stallions and picked up by Contra Costa.
Contra Costa.
So that's Khalid Tyson Yarborough, who misplayed the punt right off his hands. First turnover of the game. And Contra Costa takes over deep in the Los Medanos territory. And so Contra Costa makes the recovery, and they'll take over on their own 25-yard line already with an early 7-0 lead. And hands off to the deep back, and that's a nice gain of around 5. Around 3 to 4, actually. And that's Jalen Morris
on the stop
with a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7 outside of the 20-yard line of the Comets of Contra Costa. Early lead for the Comets. They've been featuring the ground game as well as some screens to their running backs, in particular Daniels. That's pretty much been all the offense, and they get a gift here with the mishandle of the punt. Play action, and the pass was targeting Latham. The second time Latham was targeted, and that's incomplete, so it will be 3rd down and 7. Contra Costa does not want to come away with no points here. Preferably a touchdown. Put the pressure on Los Medanos. Los Medanos comes into the game. Their offense is only averaging 11 points per game. And last week, as I mentioned, they beat College of the Redwoods 14-10. So they're not putting a lot of points on the board. So if Contra Costa can get up early, put the pressure on Los Medanos, and the referee comes charging in, and it will be a timeout, the first timeout of the game for head coach Patrick Henderson in his 3rd year. So Contra Costa takes the timeout. First timeout.
4 left in the first quarter with the score Contra Costa 7, Los Medanos nothing. Reminder here on home.
Contra Costa definitely want to make sure they are all on the same page here.
Skincare and Cosmetics will have a free lip treatment. We have Sweet Tooth Sensations this afternoon.
Comets was able to recover the punt that was mishandled by
serving ribs and chicken, potato salad and beans.
Khalib Tyson Yarborough, and they was able to recover and put them in a great position right now just outside of the 20-yard line, which is considered the red zone. The Comets have a chance to jump on top 14-0 at least, depending on the extra point. We'll get around to scores in this football Saturday in the CCCAA conference. 3rd down and 7, blitz on the outside, and the ball was deflected and intercepted. So they brought the heat, and the ball was deflected. And that's a turnover, and it was intercepted. So Contra Costa had an opportunity, but turns it right back over. Nice job by Miles Cunningham, who came on a blitz, deflected it, and recovered for the interception.
Utah tonight. Stanford is hosting Arizona.
And that's the first turnover by Contra Costa. So Los Medanos will take over at their 40-yard line. Quick screen. He'll be dragged out of bounds, but not before he gets close to the first down. Nice 7-yard gain. Actually, an 8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 2 at the 48-yard line of Contra Costa. The Stallions trail by 7, but nice job by Cunningham getting that interception off the blitz. And that's no gain, possibly a loss of a couple as well.
Penalty flag thrown.
And it's a flag on the play. And on the carry was Jaiden Woodson. So no foul. That was Jaiden Woodson, the sophomore out of League City, Texas, with no gain.
3rd and 2.
So 3rd down, actually lost one. So 3rd down and 3. Three receiver set. Man in motion. Hands the ball off. And over the right side, breaks a couple of tackles. And that will be a first down for Jaiden Woodson. A nice play going off the draw. Woodson gains 13. And that will be the first down of this drive for
First down for Los Medanos.
Los Medanos, trailing 7-0 early. The touchdown. Contra Costa went 65 yards on their opening kick. 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Burke, quick pass, complete, and he'll be dragged down for a gain of a couple. Pass was completed to Dylan Michieli.
Mario Jones on the coverage for Contra Costa.
So it will be 2nd down and 8 at the 40-yard line of Contra Costa. McDonald down at the bottom of the screen.
2nd and 8.
It's a man in motion. Yeah. Rolls out, and it was complete. And it'll be dragged down. Nice pitch and catch from Burke to the running back coming out of the backfield. That's Tyrik Daniels. And that will be a 1st down, a gain of 9.
26, Tyrik Daniels.
So 2nd 1st down on this drive. The ball will be placed at the 30-yard line of Contra Costa.
1st down for Los Medanos on the count of 31.
Hand off again to Woolsham.
Handoff Woodson.
And he draws over the right side. So Woodson again with the handoff. And that's a nice gain of around 7. So 2nd down for the Stallions.
Ball placed on the 25.
So Woodson, the sophomore, as we mentioned, out of League City, Texas. Big game last week. Fake the boot, handoff just out of the outstretched arms of his big tight end.
Intended for 88 Earl Coates.
That was Earl Coates, number 88. Pass was attended to. Freshman out of De La Salle, Concord, California. That powerhouse program up there. So it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4. Coates was the intended receiver. 4-receiver set with Zach Burke, the freshman out of Granada High School in Livermore, California. He hands it off to Woodson again over the left side, and he has a few, and he hits scale running, avoids a man over the left side, and he'll be dragged down
Around the 10.
just outside the 10-yard line, but that was all Woodson. So he took that handoff and broke a couple of tackles, and they find themselves, the Stallions, 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. So handoff again on the left side, and that's Daniels who just barrels his way over the left side. From Kennedy High School in Richmond, California. That was a gain of around 5. So 2nd and goal. Handoff again on the right side. He'll be waltzed into the end zone for the touchdown.
Los Medanos, Duckett on the 5-yard carry.
So the 5-yard carry. And Los Medanos reaches pay dirt with Brandon Duckett. Nice 4-yard touchdown. Contra Costa now trails by 1, 7-6, pending the extra point by Los Medanos. That was a 50-yard drive.
Javier Hernandez.
And 9 plays, and it is up and good, and a penalty to be running into the kicker as well. So a 9-play drive. Add on another 15 for personal foul on the kicker.
Roughing the kicker against Contra Costa.
So that was an easy call for the referee, Jim O'Neill. But nonetheless, Los Medanos comes right back.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
Off the interception by Cunningham. So 1 turnover results in 7 points for Los Medanos. The game now is knotted with 1:05 remaining in the first quarter.
1:05 left in the first quarter with the score now showing.
An extra point was up and good. So now
Los Medanos, 7.
both teams are even as we head to the final minute of the first quarter.
Hernandez kicking the extra point.
Contra Costa looked like they was in business as they punted the ball, and it was mishandled.
In the first quarter.
By number 4 for
Got a reminder on this homecoming day.
Los Medanos.
4 booths to serve you today. Mary Kate Skincare and Cosmetics.
That's Armon McRaven. That's who was mishandled the punt. And Contra Costa
Busy wife.
was not able to score as Cunningham was coming on a blitz, was able to disrupt the pass and deflect it to himself. Created the first turnover of the game, second turnover of the game at that point. And then he took the ball 40 yards in a 9-play drive. And 1:05 remaining. And they find themselves now knotted at 7 on the road here in Contra Costa, San Pablo, California.
Northwestern nothing in the fourth quarter.
So actually I happened to take a look down the field and I see Trey go down warming up and does not have his uniform on, so maybe he was hurt in the last game or in practice. That's the kickoff, and it was brought out to the 30-yard line for Contra Costa, and that's where it'll take over. Knotted at 7. So Contra Costa has had 3 possessions in the first quarter. Outside the first possession when they went down and scored on the opening drive. They had a punt and recovered the fumble and then an interception right after that. So where things was looking right for Contra Costa, the Comets was able to regain that punt inside the 15-yard line. It came right back and turned the ball over. Now they find themselves knotted at 7. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Take over the 35-yard line, and he'll be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage.
To Jalen Morris.
So that's Jalen Morris on the carry, and he will be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. And that was by number 9, Hermance Latu, a linebacker out of Clayton Valley, sophomore. So that was a loss of 3, in fact. So now it would be second down and 13. Closing in on the conclusion of the first quarter. Sends a man in motion. Fakes the fly sweep, takes it up the middle, and he will be stopped for no gain. So no gain by Aaron Vancoillie, and they will switch ends of the field as we start the second quarter. Ball at the 33-yard line.
And that's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Contra Costa College 7.
So Contra Costa 7, the Stallions of Los Medanos 7. We start the second quarter. So how did we get here? Contra Costa took the opening kickoff. A 8-play, 65-yard drive culminated by a 6-yard touchdown round by Mr. Jerald Daniels, registered sophomore at Oakland Technical High School. And then Los Medanos seems like they have their backs against the walls as they mishandled a punt. Came right back. Interception by number 5 for Los Medanos. Was able to deflect it to himself. It came on an outside blitz.
Fourth quarter score, Miami, Florida 10.
He was able to catch it as well, and Contra Costa finds themselves on the defensive end, and Los Medanos drove 40 yards for their first touchdown of the game. So that knotted the game at 7, and this is where we're at now. It'll be third down and 13.
As we get ready to start the second quarter.
As we're getting ready to start the second quarter. So as you mentioned, Contra Costa lost last week. There's a pass, and it is caught!
Complete by Latham.
So Latham, the pass was delivered right on the break, and Latham fought for it, and he will be close. And indeed, it is a first down. So nice pitch and catch from Vancoillie to Latham.
First down.
for the first down completion, a game of 13. So Latham did a great job of fighting the cornerback, coming back and making the catch right at the sticks for the first down. Hand off to Morris, and he will be dragged down for no gain. So actually it was a loss of 1, so it will be second down and 11 as Morris took it right up the gut.
Be second and 12
for no gain. So second down, and it looks as though it's about 12 as the official spots the football. Latham, he's down at the bottom of the screen. Riley Lee, number 11, he's at the top of the triangle. Pitch is caught and complete behind the line of scrimmage. So it looks as though they was trying to set up a screen. Vancoillie. Pass was complete, but it was a loss.
43, a loss of 1.
So a loss of 1. That'll push them back a little bit further. The pass was complete to Frank Shekels. So now it will be third down and long.
3rd and 13.
So third down and 13 for the Comets. Knotted in a 7-7 game. It's American Pacific 7 Conference matchup on Football Saturday here in San Pablo, California. 5 receivers, empty backfield. Vancoillie backs up, pass, throws it, and it is almost picked off.
Incomplete.
So Vancoillie got away with one there as he threw in the coverage as 2 receivers were in the same area. Ball was deflected by Marvell Bynum, the safety freshman from Pittsburgh, California, and that could have easily been a pick 6.
4th down, back to kick.
But at any rate, it would be 4th down, and it would be a punt for Contra Costa. This would be the second punt of the game.
Back deep for Los Medanos, 15, Justin Boyd.
Back deep is number 15 for Los Medanos. Decent punt. There's a fair catch. And Los Medanos players will move away from the ball, and Los Medanos will take over at their own 30-yard line. .12:52 remaining in the second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 30.
So the Comets with their 4th possession, 2 punts. Outside of the first possession, they went downhill and scored. They have not had any success since then. So last time out, Los Medanos went down and scored. Burke throws it deep, has a man, and it is broken up. So broken up by Mario Jones, the freshman out of Albany. So the pass was thrown down the right sideline. Mario Jones did a good job to get his head around and knock it out of the hands of the receiver. And that was to Josh Wisham, who we mentioned earlier, had a big game last week.
2nd and 10 at the 30.
So second down and 10. Handoff up the middle, and that will be a gain of about a couple.
Woodson. Gain of about a yard.
So gain of a yard, third down, and that was Woodson on the carry. So third down and 9. Zach Burke, the freshman out of Granada High School in Livermore, California. For the season, thrown for 575 yards. Rolls out to his right and throws it, and it was pass was attempted for number 8, and it was incomplete. So that was Dylan Michieli, who was the intended receiver, and it was out of bounds, and it will be 4th down And Los Medanos will have to punt. This is be their second punt of the afternoon. Contra Costa defense pitched another 3 and out there. The first 3 and out of the day. And it will be received and brought down just over the 35-yard line, probably the 36-yard line, and that's what Contra Costa will take over. First and 10 at the 36-yard line. 11:39 remaining in the second quarter.
Left in the second quarter with the score, Contra Costa College 7, Los Medanos College 7.
So the Comets will take over on their own 35-yard line.
That is serving us this afternoon.
Last 3 possessions for the Comets have been a punt,
Kung Fu Dance, and Fitness.
interception, and another punt. So Contra Costa needs to get back on track. The quarterback, as we mentioned, Aaron Vancoillie, the freshman from Belgium, it looks like. Tight, heavy set for the Comets. I formation. And Vancoillie steps up and calls the second timeout of the game for
Timeout, Contra Costa, their second timeout of the first half.
the Comets. So that'd be the second timeout of the first half. They have 1 timeout remaining. And while we're at timeout, probably can talk about a couple of afternoon games. You got Laney and San Mateo. Monterey Peninsula, they'll be at De Anza. We mentioned De Anza. They're top of the American Pacific 7. Cabrillo will play Gavilan. Sierra plays American River. Hartnell plays Merced. These are all the 1 o'clock games. Foothill at Redwoods, we mentioned earlier, lost. They're actually the bottom of the conference, speaking of Redwoods. Modesto against West Hills Kalinga. Syracuse against Butte, Sacramento City, Fresno City. Reedley, San Jose. Palomar at Fullerton. DVC at San Francisco. San Bernardino Valley at Mount San Jacinto. Mount Sac at El Camino. Victor Valley at Citrus. Santa Monica at Allen Hancock. It's a 2 o'clock game against Feather River and Shasta. That's a 2 o'clock game. Get back to action. Hand off to the deep back, and he will be dragged down actually for a loss of a couple. And that was a loss of a couple by number 13. That's Jerald Daniels. So loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12.
Second and 11 at the 30.
So second down and 12. Heavy set for Vancoillie. Fakes the handoff, rolls out. Design keep, and he will be dragged down, and he'll get right back to the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 2. So it would be second down and 10.
33, Jordan Sookout out of Liberty.
So third and 10.
Third and 9 at the 36.
At the 36-yard line, actually third and 9 at the 36-yard line of Contra Costa. As we mentioned earlier, after taking their opening kickoff 65 yards, they have not had the same success. 5 receivers, empty backfield. Vancoillie back to pass, finds Daniels under the coverage, and he will escape and get to a first down. So Jerald Daniels parks himself under the zone defense. Vancoillie found him, and Daniels made it happen for a gain of around 13. And that will be the first down of that drive. And the ball will be placed at midfield at the 50-yard line. Vancoillie back to pass again, just outside, targeting Latham again.
Intended for Dominique Latham.
Latham was running an out route, and Vancoillie just threw it just a tad bit too early.
180-pound freshman out of Mount Lake Terrace, Seattle, Washington.
So Dominique Latham, the leading receiver for Contra Costa. He's had a solid season, this freshman. Seattle, Washington. He has 8 receptions this season, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, long of 30. And we happen to be there for that. Vancoillie keeps it, and he will battle his way and be short of the first down, a gain of around 4. So now you're looking at third down and 5, and Contra Costa will keep their offense on the field. The ball is placed at the 45-yard line. So third down, 5, 4 receivers. Vancoillie in the gun. Empty backfield. Vancoillie steps up and incomplete, but that will be an interference. As Los Medanos defender got there a tad bit early. Easy call. Had to be a spot foul. So it will be first down for the Comets of Contra Costa.
Number 29 in the defense, that will be a spot foul. First down.
So that was on Miles Walker, the cornerback, freshman out of Tracy, California. He called for the pass interference, spot foul.
At the 39-yard line of the Mustangs.
Shekels in motion, moves him to the left side of the formation. And Vancoillie was drilled. Looked like there was confusion on that offensive possession. A loss of a couple.
Loss of 2 on the carry.
So second down and 12 now for Contra Costa. So Latham comes down to the bottom of the screen. Empty backfield, 5 receivers set. Vancoillie back to pass, and he has him in and out of their hands. So he had his man, Jabril Abdullam, and he dropped it, hit him right square in the hands. So now it will be third down. Is Abdul Alim coming under the zone. Took his eyes off of it.
3rd and 12.
So now it will be third down and 12. Contra Costa was aided by the pass interference of Miles Walker. A new set of downs. Moved them inside of Los Medanos territory. And there's another timeout on the field. And there's a penalty, it looks like. We'll see what the referee, Jim O'Neill, has to say here. So it is a delay of game. Costly penalty for the Comets. That'll push them back 5 more yards.
Moves the ball back to the 46. Going to be 3rd and 17.
So now you're looking at third down and 17. The 44-yard line. Vancoillie's being flushed out of the pocket, and he will be dragged down and throws away at the last minute, and that indeed will be grounding as well. And there's that man again who had the interception earlier. And so they're trying to stay out of the pocket, but he was moving.
At the spot of the foul, loss of down.
So loss of down, that'll push it all the way back.
Intentional grounding against.
So intentional grounding.
10-yard penalty, loss of down, be 4th down.
So a 10-yard penalty, loss of down, and it will be 4th down, and the Comets will have to punt. That was pressure on the outside by Miles Cunningham, who's made a big impact on this game so far with the pickoff interception, and that started the first scoring drive for Los Medanos. Nice punt. And it will be played down at the, just in front of the 30-yard line, possibly the 25, 27-yard line. That's where Los Medanos will take over. 1st and 10. So as I mentioned earlier,
Will take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Contra Costa's last 4 possessions has either yielded in a punt and 1 interception. That was by McDonald, we mentioned earlier, and that was the
Mary Kay, Skincare and Cosmetics for free.
first scoring drive for
Sensations.
Los Medanos.
Busy wife serving.
They find themselves now knotted at 7. They'll take over at the 30-yard line. As a handoff to Woodson over the left side, and he ran out of bounds for a gain of about
And also
5.
Kung Fu Dance and Fitness.
So gain of 5 for Woodson. 2nd down. Ball placed at the 35. 2nd and 5. 4 receivers. Again, Woodson over the left side, and he will be dragged down just short. And it looks as though it will indeed be a 1st down, so another 5-yard pickup for Woodson. And now Los Medanos, the first down of this drive. Los Medanos needs to get something going on the ground, as we mentioned. Woodson last week had an outstanding game. 8 rushes for 40 yards. On the season, Woodson comes in with 92 rushes for 378 yards, 63 yards per game, long of 84. So incomplete, so it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 10 at the 41.
So 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line. 4 receivers set. That's Daniels in the backfield and pitch and catch, but to no avail. That will be a penalty as well. Looks like it'll be a false start. Wait for the referee, Jim O'Neill. And indeed, it is a false start. It's a 5-yard penalty. Now it will be 2nd down and 15. So far, 3 penalties, actually 2 penalties for Los Medanos this afternoon. And you would suspicion that late in the season now, both teams should be penalized less as the season progresses forward. Burke back to pass and behind Daniels, as he had Daniels coming out of the backfield, and he threw it behind Daniels. So now it will be 3rd down. So 3rd down and 15. Ball is on the 35-yard line of Los Medanos. 7:35 remaining. Hand off to Woodson over the left side. Nice game for Woodson, and he will get a 1st down. So Woodson took the handoff and gained 15 yards. Actually, 13 yards, looks like. So it'll be 4th down now and short. 4 receivers set again. Hands it off to Woodson. He'll be dragged down behind the backfield for a loss. And that's Julius McDade. Comes up big.
4-yard.
So turnover on downs. So McDade,
So Contra Costa takes
the red shirt,
1st and 10.
sophomore out of Federal Way, Washington, comes up big with a negative play behind the line of scrimmage. And it was turnover on downs.
In the 2nd quarter, the score Contra Costa.
And Contra Costa is in business on this homecoming afternoon as they'll take over in Stallion territory at the 47-yard line.
For sweet treats. The Busy Wife Cafe will be serving ribs and chicken along with potato salad and beans. EOPS/care will have outreach, and we have
Miss Morris in motion, hands it off on the right side, a fly sweep, and he was some kind of way Nice gain of around 7. So Morris was dead to right behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to navigate through that for a gain of around 7. Actually, gain of 8 where it's spotted at, and it will be 2nd down and 2. So nice 8-yard gain by Morris. So Contra Costa trying to employ a ball control offense here this afternoon. And here's the penalty. So again, it will be a
substitution against Contra Costa will be a 5-yard penalty.
So that will push back Contra Costa an additional 5 yards. So now it will be 2nd down and 7.
Play for Chicken for Los Medanos.
So 2nd down and 7, and they have an injury on the field for Los Medanos, and we'll try to get caught up on scores around the league. So we left off, it was Feather River. They played Shasta at 2 o'clock game. Santa Barbara against LA Harbor. That's a 3 o'clock game. Santa Rosa against Chabot. That game will be at 6. Grossmont against Southwestern. Golden West will travel down the Riverside. That game's at 6 as well. LA Valley will play Compton. Ventura play Moore Park. Cerritos against San Diego Mesa. Long Beach against Bakersfield. Santa Ana against Chaffee. Antelope Valley will play Desert. LA Pierce plays Pasadena City. Saddleback will play Orange Coast. Caños against East Los Angeles. West LA against Southwest. And finally, San Joaquin Delta. It's, of course, that's the 7 o'clock game. That's Latham in motion. Low snap. Vancoillie. And he will be sacked. So Vancoillie faked the fly sweep. And he was dragged down for a loss of a couple. So now it will be 3rd down. So loss of, let's say about 1. So now it will be 3rd down in a long 9. A once promising drive, Contra Costa has not been able to move forward as it was able to get Los Medanos off the field. Turnover on downs on the 4th down. That's Vancoillie, throws it in again, throws it into coverage. And that was almost picked off again. That's the 2nd opportunity that Los Medanos has not been able to capitalize on, in and out of the hands of their defensive back. And that was to Devontae McClay, freshman out of Antioch. That could again been another pick 6, but in and out of the hands. And it will be 4th down, and Contra Costa will have to punt. So Contra Costa, who was able to stop Los Medanos' turnover on downs,
his hometown city, Mount Lake Terrace, Washington,
was not able to capitalize. And the 3rd and final timeout for the Comets, as they had again some personnel issues, and they have no timeouts remaining in the first half.
3rd and final. Their last timeout. And we have 5:38 left in this first
So
half.
5:38 remaining in the first half. The Comets find themselves knotted at 7 against the visiting Stallions of Los Medanos, who comes in with a record of 3-3, 2-1 in conference. Contra Costa is 2-5 overall, 1-1 in conference. Foothill is in 2nd place with 1-0. They're 6-0 overall, but 1 conference game. They all trail De Anza, who is 3-0, 4-2 overall. Los Medanos 2-1. Contra Costa 1-1. Contra Costa lost to De Anza last week. And Yuba finds himself 0-2, and Redwoods is 0-3 at the bottom of the conference. Next game for the Comets will be at Foothill. Foothill, again, 6-0 overall, 1-0. They are in action this afternoon. And the next game for Los Medanos will be those leading De Anza. They'll come in, depending on today's game, and they'll be traveling to
and we'll take it a fair catch.
Los Medanos next week. So fair catch for Los Medanos, and they'll take over at the 15-yard line of Contra Costa.
32-yard punt, no return.
So 32-yard punt and no return. The Comets find themselves tied this afternoon tilt here at San Pablo, California. Nice turnout for both teams as I look over and see the visiting Los Medanos. And there's a penalty before we even get started. And there's 2 penalties. And it may be some unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe offsetting penalties here. This is before we even get started. The referee is talking to both players, so.
Dead ball fouls on both teams.
So again, it is unsportsmanlike conduct, offsetting penalties on both teams.
There is no yardage involved.
So first down and 10, the 15-yard line. 5:32 remaining in the first half. Both teams are squared at 7.
At the 16, first and 10 for Los Medanos.
Contra Costa took their opening kickoff 65 yards, scored on a 6-yard touchdown run by Daniels. Here's the blitz. Woodson avoids the blitzer, and he will be dragged down just at the line of scrimmage. But that's Greenwood who came on the blitz. And Woodson did an excellent job at avoiding Greenwood, but he was not able to avoid the rest of his teammates who's dressed in blue with their white helmets, and they corralled him for a gain of a couple.
2nd and 8.
So 2nd down and 8. Contra Costa wearing their blue uniforms and white hats. Los Medanos wearing their white tops, red bottoms, and red hats. And here's another blitz coming off the edge. And that's Daniels over the right side.
And he goes out of bounds. Knocked out by Punt.
So that's Tyrik Daniels. Went high-stepping over the right side, but it will be to no avail as a holding call we called in the interiors in the offense. So that wipe out that first down. And that'll be a holding call, pushing them back 10. Well, the referee is walking. So it's a spot foul. It looks like they're going to push them back. So the gain will be negated as they'll push them back 10. We'll see what the umpire and referee get this straightened out.
Personal foul, number 50, the offense.
So a personal foul.
From the snap. 2nd down.
So a personal foul.
Personal foul, Los Medanos, 15-yard penalty.
But Los Medanos, a 15-yard penalty, so that will push back the gain that was an initial first down. And that pushed the ball all the way back to the 7-yard line.
The distance to go back to about the 8.5. We'll call it the 9.
So it will be 2nd down and long. So 2nd and 18.
2nd and 18.
Handoff. That's Daniels over the left side, and he some hard-fought yards for a game of about 3 or 4.
We're on the 14-yard line.
So it will be 3rd down, and it looks as though 11
Ball placed on the 14.
at the 14-yard line of Contra Costa. 4:05 remaining in the first half. Both teams squared at 7. 4 receivers set. Burke almost picked off. So Murray read that beautifully. Could have easily walked to the end zone on that. And Burke got away with one there as he stared the receiver down, and Murray jumped the route in and out of the hands.
Intended for Rose.
And that will result in a punt. So Contra Costa should get the ball in good field position.
12.
So Murray read that perfectly, just in and out of the hands. He would have had easy real estate for the touchdown. He could have walked that into the end zone.
have Johnson back for Contra Costa.
The Comets send a man on late. And there's a penalty again by the Comets. And
Penalty flag.
it'll be down at the
Continues to roll and is down.
37-yard line, but it will be a penalty as well as
40-yard punt, no return, but there was a penalty.
Keegan Grayson was running on the field late. And we'll see how Los Medanos will handle this penalty. But Murray had a great opportunity. The defensive back out of Fairfield, California, read that route perfect. 6'1", 185 sophomore out of Precious College. In and out of the hands, he could have easily walked into the end zone for a touchdown. It's been like that for both sides. Both defensive had opportunities for pick sixes, but they have not been able to deliver. Los Medanos 2, as I counted, and that recent one by Contra Costa.
Illegal substitution on the receiving team declined. First down.
So the Comets of Contra Costa will take over on their own 37-yard line. Be first down and 10.
Substitution penalty decline. Contra Costa takes over.
So Los Medanos is used to playing these close to the best games that we mentioned last week. They won 14-10 against College of the Redwoods, but they came in this season only averaging 11 points a game, so it's pretty much follows script. They've only given up 17 points a game. On the other hand, Contra Costa scored 13 points, and they've given up close to 37 points a game. That's Morris over the right side. And he will dart over the right side for a couple of round 8 or 9. Nice first down game. So it will be second down. Homecoming weekend. A lot of alumni, family coming out. Watching this Comet team trying to put their second win in conference. Last year they were 1-4. This year they've already matched that with a 1-1 record. Handoff again. And he will be just short of the first down. That was Morris over the right side. Gain of a couple.
Picks up at least a couple of yards.
So it'll be third down and short.
Third and 1
And the official just fell on the field, just collapsed
pass down on the field.
as he was placing the football. Scary moment here. And that's the umpire. And that's Kurt Vanderstelt, who was placing the football and just collapsed.
Left in the first half. Contra Costa 7, Los Medanos 7. We have an injured official.
He collapsed and rolled over. Now he's on his stomach.
May have passed out from exhaustion.
Hey, tell the line it's money, and drive block your man. Do not get beat inside.
So we hope the official is okay, and he's sitting upright. But that was a scary moment as he grabbed the ball and placed it and just collapsed. Was not pushed or anything. Now he's sitting up. Hopefully he's okay.
Reminder on this homecoming day, we have 5 booths to serve you.
So 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Comets find themselves knotted at 7 against the visiting
The busy life.
Stallions of Los Medanos.
Potato salad and beans. EOPS.
Watch at BayAreaSports.tv. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. My name is Joaquin Wallace, along with our executive producer, Tim Banks. We cover a majority of the Comets activities. Soccer, we've covered several soccer matches, and we will be back for basketball, both men's and women's basketball, during the winter season as well. The Comets right now trying to get on track here, try to get this win. Next game here in Contra Costa would be the final game of the year, and that will be against Yuba College. Check the BayerSports.tv website and or the Contra Costa Comets athletic website for all the action that will be here on the campus of the Comets of Contra Costa. It looks as though the umpire is up, and
27th, that's a 5:30 game out at DVC. Most of the games this year will be at DVC. The second to last and next to last.
so again, Contra Costa and the official looks like he's okay now. He's being escorted off the field. We hope that he's okay, but we look like we're going to be down an official.
He's coming off on the sideline. Now we'll resume action.
Contra Costa will be back again. We talked about it on the November 2nd. They'll be at Foothill, and the final game of the season against you, but that will be handed off and taken up right up the gut for a first down. And that's Morris. It's a gain of around 4. So first down, Contra Costa, just over the logo. Now they're in Stallion territory. 2:20 remaining in the first half. Power eye set. Vancoillie back to pass. It has a man, and it is complete.
Complete. 26.
So complete to Frank Shekels. It's a gain of around 8. So second down and short. So Vancoillie.
8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Play action to Shekels, and it'll be handed off to Morris again, right up the gut. And that will be a gain of around 1. So third down and short. As Vancoillie was able to hit Shekels on the play action.
Robinson on the carry. 21. No gain.
So third down and short.
2.
Right at the 40-yard line of Los Medanos. Play action, roll out by Vancoillie, straight arms a man, and he would be pushed out close to the first down. They faked the handoff, and he kept it coming over the left side and straight armed a man, and it will be fourth down and short. So no gain.
3-yard gain, first down for Contra Costa.
So they indeed give him a first down. Well, the official now saying it's fourth down. So the official's trying to get squared away as well. So power eye, 3 backs. Vancoillie hands it off to Morris on the left side. He's tripped up.
Morris.
So that was a first down. So the first down drive now.
Now we have a 2-yard gain, and now we have a first down.
So that's the second first down of this drive. Ball is placed just outside the 40-yard line, and that's Morris again over the right side. And that's a nice gain.
Carries the ball inside the 35.
So now the ball is inside of the 35-yard line.
4, 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6 was a gain of 4. So second down and 6. Three-back set again. Vancoillie fakes the handoff, rolls out, has a man downfield, throws it up, and almost intercepted it. Vancoillie just threw that down the field, and that could have easily been an interception. He got away with one there.
Along with 22, R.J. Harrison.
So that was not a good decision by Vancoillie. So now it will be third down. Play action rolled out. Threw it into double coverage. And if it was a decent throw, it could have easily been an interception. So thank God the throw was not on target, because that could have been his second interception of this afternoon. Just under 30 seconds remaining. Blitz. Flushing him out, and his hand is deflected, caught by the lineman. And you have flags.
Was tipped into Denzel Mears
By the official, but that may be a illegal touch by a lineman. We'll see.
Had a penalty flag thrown.
Illegal touching.
So illegal touching.
5-yard penalty.
So 5-yard penalty,
Illegal reception.
as we suspicion.
For Contra Costa on the tip pass.
So the pass was tipped.
5-yard penalty.
14 seconds remaining. Third down. Had to push back Contra Costa. Push back Contra Costa. Los Medanos, they may decline the penalty. We'll see.
Illegal touching. Number 76, the offense declined.
So that penalty will be declined. So it is now fourth down.
The ball will be at the 30.
14 seconds remaining.
4th and 6.
14 seconds.
So 14 seconds remaining. Comets have no timeouts. The 36-yard line. Flushed out. He'll be dragged down.
Back at the 43.
So that will be a sack, turnover on downs for the Comets. That was Marquise Cunningham, number 52. The Cunninghams have made their presence known in this game.
Score Los Medanos 7, Contra Costa 7.
Could we set the clock, please, to 9 seconds?
So 9 seconds remain.
9 seconds. First down.
Los Medanos will take over. Just outside of the 45-yard line on their own 43-yard line. Game is knotted at 7. And we will get you caught up about scoring before we go into halftime. Then we'll be back around 5 minutes prior to the start of the third quarter. Get you caught up on scores around the league. That's Burke.
Zach Burke on
And he will take it and slide down.
up to about the 44.
And that's how we'll go to halftime.
That's the end of the first half with the score.
And that's how we'll go to halftime. Score 7. Comets of Contra Costa 7. Los Medanos Stallions. Saturday afternoon football here in San Pablo, California in this American Pacific 7 conference matchup.
Recap of the scoring here.
Comets come into the game 1-1 in conference. Number 4
Daniel scored
in the conference. And Los Medanos 2-1 in conference. They're number 3. They're all chasing Dianza, who is currently 3-0. Contra Costa took their opening kickoff 65 yards. Started on 35-yard lines. An 8-play drive. And that was culminated in a 6-yard run by
Duckett on a 5-yard run. Hernandez hit
Jerald Daniels, redshirt sophomore at Oakland Technical High School. Extra point was up and good. Contra Costa had the lead at 10:52 at 7-0.
And that's our
Los Medanos came right back
second quarter.
on an interception by
Score is
McDonald. Spoke about him earlier. Miles McDonald
7.
got the interception. That came on the heels of a botched punt by Los Medanos, and they was able to get the ball right back. Contra Costa got it inside the 15-yard line, and Miles Cunningham was able to make a play, get the deflection to himself, get the interception, and Los Medanos marched 60 yards down the field, and they was able to score on their first touchdown as well. And they tied the game at 7-7. And that's where we're not at. That was Brandon Duckett who had the touchdown. And that was at 1:05 remaining in the first quarter. And Duckett was able to go in for 6 yards, actually for 4 yards, for the first touchdown for Los Medanos. And that's where we stand now, as both teams were headed into halftime, 7-7. This is BayAreaSports.tv. My name is Joaquin Wallace, and we will be back to start our third quarter in about 10-15 minutes. Take care. Have a wonderful.
My name is Billy, and I work at McDonald's. McDonald's made a program for restaurant employees like me that started with a simple question: where do you want to be? Where I want to be is working in technology. The skills I'm learning at McDonald's can help me get there. That's why I'm here in New York City to meet James Altucher. James started his career in technology. I want to see if I can learn how he got started and how I might be able to follow in his footsteps.
Hey,
Hi.
Billy. James Altucher, good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having me today.
Come on in, I'll show you around and we're gonna have a fun day. I've started a bunch of businesses. I'm an investor and advisor to a lot of companies. I do lots of different things.
McDonald's teaches the skills that you have to have anywhere: leadership, teamwork, and responsibility.
These types of meta skills are so important to be the best in the world at something. The whole idea of being in information technology is that you're working on problems that will make other people's jobs a lot easier.
If you would have one piece of advice for me, what would that be?
Always think about other people's agenda before you think about your own. How can you help other people make their lives easier? Computers and IT obviously is one way to do it.
One of the things he had said was finding that one thing that you enjoy doing. McDonald's is all about putting your heart and soul into something that you love to do. McDonald's has given me a really great foundation, and those skills can take me anywhere.
down the field and scored on a 5-yard run by Duckett. Hernandez kicked the extra point with 1:05 left in the first quarter, and that made the score.
Perfect
Hey,
timing.
good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi. How are you?
So I'm right here for me.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, it looks like a lot of stuff, but I think
The $1 Movers Deal. Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
San Pablo, California for the second half action between the Comets of Contra Costa against the Visiting Stallions of Los Medanos for this American Pacific 7 conference matchup. Both teams are coming in with at least one win in conference. Contra Costa has one win. They're 1-1, while Los Medanos is 2-1. They're both chasing De Anza, who is currently 3-0. This matchup is a pivotal matchup for both teams, as if Contra Costa is able to pull this game out, they will move into sole possession of third place, and Los Medanos will drop down simply due to the amount of games being played. Not a lot of scoring in this afternoon Saturday football here in San Pablo, California. Both teams have been able to just amass 7 points each, 14 total for the game. Contra Costa started off on the right track. An 8-play, 65-yard touchdown drive. It was capped off by Jalen Daniel, 6-yard run, and Grayson with the extra point at the 10:52 mark, and Contra Costa was ahead 7-0. Contra Costa was able to receive actually a muffed punt by Los Medanos, and they were in business as they was able to cover at the 15-yard line, but quarterback number 10, who's starting for Jalen Tragle, who looks like he's hurt. So number 10, that's Aaron Vancoillie. He starting for this afternoon's game was picked off by number 5, and that was McDonald. And that turnover resulted in a 40-yard drive for Los Medanos, as they was able to tie the game at the 105 mark in the end of the first quarter, and that was Hernandez with the extra point, and that's where we stand as of right now, 7-7, as Los Medanos, who deferred, will be receiving the opening kickoff here in the third quarter, as they will have the first opportunity to try to put some points on the board in this afternoon American Pacific 7 conference matchup. scores have not been updated throughout the conference, so I'll be checking in, trying to get you some scores on other action throughout the Northern California and Southern California games this afternoon. But we're here. Thank you for joining in on Bay Area Sports.tv. Again, my name is Joaquin Wallace, and we're about to start the third quarter, and actually the scores have now just started piling in, and we will get you caught up on that. There's a short kickoff, and it will be taking and another penalty thrown deep. And that's a penalty. We'll see how we'll start the start of the third quarter.
Penalty flag thrown.
So at halftime, San Mateo 19, Lady nothing. Monterey Peninsula 20, De Anza 7. We mentioned De Anza is on top of the conference at 3-0. They trail 20-7. Los Medanos and Contra Costa again 7-7. Cabrillo 3-0 over Gavilan, and it will be a hold on Los Medanos that'll push them back 10 yards. Sierra and Merrick River no score in that game, but at the start of third quarter, Hartnell 14, Merced 7. And down in Butte, California, up in Butte, California, Siskiyou 7, they trail Butte 33-7. Sacramento City traveling down to Fresno City trails by 3, 13-10. Reedley 20, San Jose 13, Palomar 14, Fullerton 35 in scores earlier this afternoon. And also you have Mount Sac 21, and they're trailing to El Camino 31. So first down and 10 at the 26-yard line. That's handoff for Woodson, and he gets a big gain.
Number 6, Woodson on the carry.
So the 26-yard line, and Woodson will get 10 yards, and that will be a first down for Los Medanos. Woodson went right up the gut, got deep into the secondary, so he was brought down for a gain of around 10 to 11 for the first down of this half. Again, handoff to Woodson, and he will be dragged down for a gain of about 1, and there's a late flag coming in. So as of right now, a 1-yard gain, but we'll see what the referee Jim O'Neill has to say. We have the linesman.
Personal foul.
So personal foul, face mask, and that will be plus 15. So add on 15 yards on that face mask.
Penalty against Contra Costa. 15-yard penalty.
And now that'll move the ball up over midfield. Move it into Contra Costa territory. Earlier this afternoon, we had an official who, Kurt Vanderstel, we hope that he's okay.
For the Mustangs at the Comet 43.
I'm looking on the field, and I do not see him, but he was taken off the field. He just stumbled as he was placing the football. I have not been able to see him on the field, so you may be playing with one less official, and indeed we are, because he is not back on the field. It's a handoff from Burke, and that will be a short gain of a couple.
Handoff to 13.
So that'd be a gain of, I would say, 1.
Knockdown
And that was a Brandon Duckett, who Duckett scored earlier. The only touchdown for Los Medanos, a short jaunt into the end zone of 4 yards, and that's where we stand at 7-7. As I mentioned earlier, that was Duckett on the carry for actually no gain, so it's second down and 10, 4 receiver set. Handoff again to Woodson, and that will be a gain of around 3, so it will be third down and long.
Perhaps a short gain
for Los Medanos. So both teams have been stingy in terms of their defense and giving up points, and that's bodes well for Contra Costa, because we mentioned earlier, teams have been scoring 37 points a game this entire season, and they gave up 42 against first place De Anza. So this is an encouraging moment for Coach Henderson and his staff. 4 receivers set, Burke back to pass, and it's complete over the middle. And he'll be dragged down at the 20-yard line. So that was Burke to
Correction, we have a penalty too.
McRaven, and also a roughing the passer. So not only a big game, but also a roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer against Contra Costa.
So add on another 15 yards to that.
Around the 14 or 15 yards.
And Contra Costa, in this drive alone, has 30 yards in penalties, which is helping Los Medanos as they'll take over now inside the 10-yard line. So it will be first down and goal at the 7-yard line, and that is not the way you want to start a half. The man in motion fakes the handoff up the middle, and it will be a touchdown.
Los Medanos carrying the ball 26.
So 7-yard touchdown for Tyrik Daniels. As he took it right up the middle. And just like that, Los Medanos comes out and puts together a 74-yard drive.
To attempt the extra point.
A 6-play, 70-yard drive. And he finds himself pinning the extra point. The extra point is up and good. And Los Medanos now up by 7 at the 12:26 mark. And Contra Costa just came out flat this half with 2 15-yard penalties. First was a face mask, and then they came right back on the completed pass, or roughing the passer. And Daniels just took it right up the middle for a 7-yard gain on the first play. After that was first and goal at the 7-yard line.
On the drive, personal foul.
And Hernandez with the extra point.
That'll be 15 yards added from the kick.
And another penalty by Contra Costa, another personal foul, and that's 3 personal fouls on one drive. 45 yards in penalties. And this penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. But I'm sure Coach Patrick Hendricks cannot be excited about that. You go into halftime tied at 7. Everything looking well. Both teams are playing solid defense, and you come right out with 45 yards in penalties, which is pretty much helps the Stallions go down and drive on a 6-play, 74-yard
Hernandez kicking
scoring drive right out of halftime. And the Comets now find themselves trailing 7-0 with 12:26 remaining in the third quarter. So Contra Costa needs to answer, and points have been hard to come by the Comets this afternoon outside the opening drive. The opening drive, as I mentioned earlier, took it 65 yards and scored, but since then they have not been able to put any type of offensive consistency together. No rhythm. They find themselves trailing down by 7, 14-7 against the visiting Stallions of Los Medanos. Kick is taken deep, and he'll be dragged down just over the 20-yard line. And there's at the 23-yard line. That's what Contra Costa take over, trailing by 7 at the 12:19 mark. So Contra Costa needs to rebound here and wake up, because they just came out flat that second half. And that's unusual for a homecoming matchup and a conference foe, where they're pretty much one game separates both Los Medanos and Contra Costa. The winner of this game will take over third place. So definitely not the way to start the half for the Comets. Let's see if they can rebound offensively. As Morris is in the backfield with Vancoillie. He fumbles a snap, and that play was doomed from the start. He'll be dragged down, loss of around 3. So that play was doomed from the start, as Vancoillie was not able to handle a snap. It kind of threw the rhythm off, and Morris had no room to work from that point. Checking back in the game, number 13. That's Joe Daniels. And Shekels, he comes back as well.
21, second and 13.
So second down and 13. Latham down at the bottom of the screen. They pretty much held Latham in check this afternoon. It's a handoff to Daniels,
Handoff.
and it's no gain.
No gain.
So this is not the ideal way of starting. So it will be third down.
Number 42.
So third down and 13 again.
Correction, 42 is Hunter McAllister.
Contra Costa on their side of the field, 21-yard line, trailing by 7. 11:05 remaining in this American Pacific 7 Conference matchup between the third and fourth place teams. It's Daniels in motion. Vancoillie throws it over the head. Incomplete pass, and it'll be 3 and out. So not a good start for Contra Costa coming out at halftime. As Vancoillie was throwing it, and him and Daniels was not on the same page there. So it will be a 3 and out for the Comets. And Los Medanos should get outstanding field position here, depending on the punt.
Back deep, Justin Boyd. Los Medanos.
It was a punt, nice punt. And he had to grab it over his shoulder. And nice punt by Contra Costa. And he'll be dragged down at the 30-yard line. So last time out,
0 return.
Los Medanos 74-yard touchdown drive started the half. So as Contra Costa started the game with a 65-yard touchdown to put them up 7-0. Los Medanos, who deferred the kickoff, received their first kickoff like Contra Costa did, and they go down and march down and score, but that was as a result of some costly penalties by Contra Costa, 30 yards in fact. It's a handoff to Woodson over the right side, and he will be dragged down, but a nice gain.
Maybe just short of the first down.
Looks like a gain of around 7 or 8. So nice start by Woodson. He's been solid all afternoon long. Gain of 8, second down and 2.
Second and 1.
Ball is placed just outside of the 40-yard line. Actually a 9-yard gain, second down and 1. 3 receivers set. Handoff again to Woodson, and he will be dragged down, but he will make a first down. Looks like it will move the chains. So that was the gain of 1 they needed. And that's Woodson again.
1 yard gain.
1 yard gain, first down. And you have a Contra Costa defender down on the field. And it will be a brief timeout.
First down. For Los Medanos at their 40. Mayor Luisa Martinez out to check the condition of the Contra Costa player.
So Contra Costa trying to get on track, and it came out flat in the start of the third quarter, which is uncharacteristic of a homecoming game. You thought for sure that it came out with a lot of energy. Again, they have an opportunity to climb right back in this race. Although they've lost to De Anza earlier, just for a confidence factor alone, it bodes well. Contra Costa had 1 win all season long in conference. It was 1-4. An opportunity to get that second win, third win overall. They're 2-5. So currently it's been a positive season thus far for the Comets. They'd like to continue that with a win this homecoming afternoon.
Defensive line 5'11", 240-pound sophomore out of Bay High School in Federal, Washington. Woodson got the yardage for first down, just needed 1. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their 40.
So first down and 10 at the 40-yard line, their own 40. Fakes the handoff, Burke. Throws it out, and it was complete and turned upfield. That was a 13-yard gain to Duckett. And Duckett has paid dividends so far with a touchdown earlier, the first touchdown of the game, and he catches that out of the backfield. That'll move the chains as well for another first down.
13-yard gain, first down.
So 2 consecutive first downs on this drive. Handoff again. That's Daniels over the left side, and he has room, and he'll be brought down.
Jhay Roland on the carry out of Madison Park High School, Oakland.
So actually, that's number 24.
Clear for Contra Costa, shaking up on the play, 24, Mario Jones.
And Mario Jones is shaking up on the play as he made the tackle. But that was Jhay Roland who just rumbled. And he was brought down, but
11-yard gain, first down.
the Contra Costa defender definitely paid on that side of it, but
Shaking up on the play, Mario Jones.
Mario Jones came up with the run support, but
155-pound freshman.
Jhay Roland is lower to boom. The freshman out of Madison Park, Oakland, California, just ran through
Reminder here on homecoming day, we have 5 booths to serve you today.
the Contra Costa defender. And he's laying on the ground.
Free look treatment.
So that would be another first down.
Busy wife is serving.
And Los Medanos has found something here.
At their booth. EOPS
2 consecutive runs of 10 yards or more.
And we also have Dragon Flow, Kung Fu Dance, and Fitness stand.
So Mario Jones
And back up 24.
is helped up.
Mario Jones.
Freshman out of Albany High School. Contra Costa needs to step it up defensively.
5-255.
They don't want to fall behind by 2 scores. It's going to be a challenge because, again, they're playing with their backup quarterback. Aaron Vancoillie.
First and 10 for Los Medanos at the 35.
So handoff again over the right side, and there's a holding as well. There's a penalty marker,
At the line of scrimmage.
and that's Jhay Roland again.
Jhay Roland pulled down for a loss.
He was pulled down for a loss of a couple. And we'll wait and see what the call on the field is from referee Jim O'Neill.
Illegal
It
block.
was blocked
25.
below the knees, a legal block.
Illegal block, 10-yard penalty against Los Medanos.
So that is a huge penalty. That'll push them back 10 yards. So it will be first down and 20 at the 45-yard line of Los Medanos. Stallions,
An illegal lock below the waist is a 15-yard penalty.
and the officials got it right. Actually, it's 15 yards, so that'll push the football back
into Los Medanos
across the logo, moving them back into
at the Mustang 49.
Los Medanos territory. So now it will be first and 25. Burke fakes the handoff, throws downfield, and in and out of the hands. A near pick for Contra Costa.
Pass intended for Justin Boyd.
So now it will be second down and 25. So we have a new quarterback in the game, in fact. And we get a number and a name. That's Justin Boyd. He's the quarterback now.
Second and 25.
Hands it off to Woodson over the right side. He'll be taken down. So Boyd now is the quarterback.
3 to 4 yard line. We'll see where they put it.
for Los Medanos. And Woodson with a gain of around 7. So third down.
Third and 22.
So third down and 22. So that's Justin Boyd, quarterback, and Tyrik Evans, the running back. Daniel's the running back, I'm sorry. Fakes the handoff. That's Boyd over left side. That's a keeper, and he will rumble down and be dragged out of bounds short of the first down, all the way down to the 30-yard line. So nice gain. So now it will be fourth down and manageable, 4th and 5.
At the Comet 30.
At the Contra Costa 30-yard line, so they surely will go for this as their offense is still on the field.
Fourth and 5.
So 4th and 5, sends the man in motion. And handoff, and it was mishandled.
Back on it.
Fumbled on the field, but recovered by
Contra Costa gets the ball back on downs.
Justin Boyd, and it will be turnover on downs.
For Contra Costa at the 34. With 7:56 left in the third quarter in the score.
So that's the second time Contra Costa defense has been able to get Los Medanos a turnover on downs. That was a mishandle on the handoff as Boyd was deciding whether to hand the ball off to Daniels or not, and they got confused there, and I think Boyle held on to it just a tad bit too long. And it fell to the turf, and Boyle was able to fall down and recover. At any rate, it would have been fourth down at turnover downs anyway, even if the Contra Costa would have got the turnover. So handoff to the deep back. It's over the right side. He has a couple of men. He'd be dragged down. So nice gain by Jalen Morris.
After a gain of 20.
So Contra Costa's in business. A nice hefty bang by Morris. It'll be second down. Actually, 1st and 10. Los Medanos territory. 3-back set again. Vancoillie fakes the throw and deflected at the line of scrimmage again. The last time that happened, it was an interception by McDonald. Similar play. Vancoillie is just not getting in passing lanes, and that ball was deflected. Contra Costa is fortunate that ball was not picked off. So second down and 10. Second down and 10. Empty set for the Comets. You have Daniels and Latham at the bottom of the screen. Vancoillie back to pass and caught by Daniels. He'll be thrown out of bounds for a gain of around 7. So it will be third down and relatively short.
Up to the 39-yard line.
So the ball now is on the 39-yard line of Los Medanos. Contra Costa is driving. Trying to tie the score here. 7:07 remaining in the third quarter. In this American Pacific 7 conference matchup this afternoon on Homecoming in Contra Costa. There's a quick pass over the middle and in and out of the hands.
Incomplete.
To Abdulalim. This is second drop of the afternoon. And that was fourth down. Had Abdulalim crossing across the middle and hit him in the hands again and in and out. So now it will be fourth down. And Contra Costa is deciding whether they're going to go for it here. It's fourth and short. So it looks as though they're lining up to punt anyway.
Back deep, Justin Boyd.
And indeed, it is a punt, and it's a short punt, and it will be out of bounds.
Goes out of bounds.
So Contra Costa was not able to convert. And so there's some choice words down on the field on the Contra Costa sidelines between Abdulalim and Shekels.
Los Medanos takes over. 1st and 10 at the 23.
I'm sure Abdulalim is pretty upset. Now he'll be leaving the field. Look like he's going to be taken back to the locker room here. Trying to calm him down, and Shekels is being calmed down by the coaching staff as well. A lot of frustration here. But nonetheless, Los Medanos take over at the 22-yard line. That's Boyd again, fakes the handoff. Nice one-handed catch. And also looks like maybe a roughing the passer as well.
And he's knocked out.
The 25-yard line. Los Medanos will take over. Nice one-handed catch.
Roughing the passer.
Again, it is roughing the passer, but Contra Costa needs penalties.
Roughing the passer against Contra Costa. 15-yard penalty against Contra Costa will be a 1st down.
So in this half alone, Contra Costa has had 4 penalties for 60 yards just coming out of halftime. So 1st down and 10, the 37-yard line of Los Medanos.
10 for Los Medanos at the Mustang 38.
Pitch is deflected.
Pass incomplete.
So the Mustangs now find themselves 1st down, 2nd down now.
Now freshman out of Pittsburgh.
So Los Medanos Mustangs now 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10.
And it looked like that'll be offside by the Comets.
Penalty flag.
And had to add another 5 yards to that.
Offsides.
So indeed it is offsides by Contra Costa. That's by number 7. That's Julius McDade, who made a
5-yard penalty.
nice play early in the first half. He was able to
Moves the ball to the 40.
tackle the runner behind the line of scrimmage on a 4th down turnover on downs. He was caught that time a little bit too anxious. Now it is 2nd down and 5. The Mustangs. Hand off to Woodson again over the right side, and he will be dragged down for no gain, possibly a loss as well.
The 3rd down coming up.
So now it's 3rd down.
No gain, 3rd and 5.
So 3rd down and 5. The 37-yard line. Actually, the 43-yard line. The Mustangs driving here. 5:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That's Burke. Now he's back in the game. And he throws it up in the air, and it will be incomplete. Intended, but let's see. You have the official linesman.
Flag throw.
As Jordan Smith, he throws a flag as well. So we'll see what this is called. Looks like it's going to go against the Mustangs. So I'm sure Contra Costa will decline this penalty. As a result, it should be 4th down.
Ineligible offensive player.
So an eligible man downfield, that penalty is indeed declined. So the Mustangs will have to punt.
Against Los Medanos. decline to be 4th down.
So the penalty is declined. Now it is 4th down for the Mustangs, and Contra Costa should receive the ball in pretty decent field position, trailing by 7, 5:30 remaining in the third quarter.
12 Armon Jenkins, 20 Darren Dunlap Johnson.
And it'd be a fair catch called, and Contra Costa will take over at the 29-yard line with 5:23 remaining in the third quarter.
Put it on the 30. 27-yard punt, no return.
So the officials indeed spotted at the 30-yard line.
14 Contra Costa, 7 Contra Costa takes over 1st and 10 on the Comet 30.
So Contra Costa takes over on their own 30-yard line, trailing by 7. 5:23 remaining in the third quarter. Homecoming Saturday here, American Pacific Conference. Conference matchup.
30-63 Deer Valley 22, Encinal 13, San Leandro 12.
Hand off to Latham, kind of a fly sweep, and he goes nowhere. Actually, he'll lose a couple.
Latham.
So it will be 2nd down.
Back behind the 30.
So that play went nowhere. Actually lost a couple of yards. Loss of 2, in fact.
Miles Walker on the stop. On a Tracy. 2nd and 12.
Scores are starting to flow in as well. We'll try to get you caught up on other action up and down the state in this afternoon, Football Saturday, here in the CCCAA's conference. Handoff, and
handoff.
That goes nowhere as well as Morris. So that was no gain.
On the stop Marvel line.
So Laney now finds himself trailing 22-14 with 4:47 left in the third quarter. Monterey Peninsula 27, Dianza 13. Los Medanos again 14-7 to the game this afternoon. Cabrillo now ties up 10-10 against Gavilan.
3rd and 13 at the 27.
Merced 19, Hartnell 14, started the fourth quarter there. 3rd down and long as Vancoillie been flushed out of the pocket, and he will be dragged down for a gain of a couple. But Contra Costa will have to punt. And again, since the first drive of the first quarter, Contra Costa offense have not been able to get on track. Butte railing Syracuse 54-7, Sacramento City 10, Fresno City 27, Reedley 42 against San Jose City 13, Palomar 21, Fullerton 41. San Francisco 10-0 over DVC, and San Bernardino Valley 14. Mount San Jacinto 14. We'll get caught up with the rest of the scores. And there's a short punt. And it takes a Contra Costa bounce. And it will go out of bounds. Wait for the official spot. And the Mustangs will take over at their own 36-yard line. .257 remaining in the third quarter. Citrus 14, Victor Valley 0 at 11:53 in that game in the fourth quarter. Mount Sac 21, El Camino 31, 7:59 left in the third quarter. Allen Hancock 14-0 over Santa Monica. That's the second quarter, and there's a penalty before we even get started. And Burke is back in the game at quarterback, and that's an easy call for the official, as it is a false start by the Mustangs. That pushed them back 5 more yards, so now it would be 1st down and 15. Ball is now at the 32-yard line. Hand off to Woodson, and he was trailed by William Robinson, linebacker. 6-foot freshman out of Piedmont, California.
18 Marcus Fuller Jr. on the stop.
And that was no gain.
Yard.
Possibly loss of a yard there. So second down and 16. So it's a handoff with Woodson again over the right side, and he gains about 10.
Back up to around close to the 40. Let's see, maybe a little short shy of that.
So now it will be third down and around 8.
Fourth and 7. Third and 7, correction. Third and 7.
So third down and around 7 at the 40-yard line of the Mustangs. Boyd back in, the quarterback. Fakes the fly sweep, rolls out, has a man, caught and drilled. But it will be a first down, and also it will be targeting.
McRaven.
So the catch was made.
First down. We have a penalty flag thrown at the 47.
Catch was made by Armon McRaven. So that will be the first down, but then going to tackle on another 15 yards as the officials are talking about it. See if it was targeting. I don't believe so. It looked to me like a nice, clean football play. It looks as though he just made a solid tackle. And that was by number 25. And that's by Grayson. Keegan Grayson. Looked like he just came up, made a nice, firm tackle, but we'll see what the... And the officials will pick up that flag. That's what I thought. It was a nice, clean football play. But it is a first down.
8-yard reception for the first down. First and 10.
So it is a first down. The ball is placed at the 48-yard line of the Mustangs.
14-7 Los Medanos.
1:15 remaining in the third quarter. As a fly sweep, and he will go down. So that's a loss of around 9.
Slips back to around the 41-yard line.
So that play went backwards. That looked like that was a loss of at least 9 yards. That was a fly sweep to McRaven, the sophomore out of Pittsburgh, California, 5'7", 155 pounds. So now they're sending back in their quarterback. Burke, he comes back in. He'll take over.
Second and 17.
Handoff again to Woodson over the left side, and he will be drilled again.
The 43-yard line for 22. Number 7.
And that's Keegan Grayson laying the wood again.
The third and 15.
So second down, actually third down now, and long.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
And that will be the end of the third quarter.
Los Medanos College 14, Contra Costa College 7.
So the end of the third quarter, Contra Costa finds himself trailing 14-7 on his homecoming Saturday afternoon against the visiting Mustangs of Los Medanos. So Contra Costa definitely needs a stop here. Try to get their offense on the field. It hasn't been pretty for the Comets all afternoon long. Their starting quarterback, Jalen did not suit up this afternoon.
The busy wife.
game. It'll be tough sledding for the Comets with Aaron Vancoillie. He had some decent moments, some flashes, but inconsistent throughout. Had opportunities for the Mustangs, had interceptions that was dropped. Could have been easily pick sixes. So
Starting the fourth quarter.
as Burke back to pass, blitz off the edge.
Pass.
And that's to Daniels. He caught the screen, and he will be ran out of bounds, but not before the first down. So nice screen to Daniels over the left side. And that was Burke to Daniels. And that was a nice gain, and that will be a first down for the Mustangs as they move into Comets territory.
Ball to the 37.
So now the ball is on the 37-yard line.
16-yard gain, first down.
So if a 16-yard gain and Zach Burke steps out, now they have the run option with the quarterback,
On the carry.
and he will be dragged out, and there's another penalty.
Bounce at the 27.
So that may be a crackback block. We'll see.
Flag thrown.
They've been point emphasis in college football as well as the professional ranks. So we'll see what the officials have to say about this. So the flag is picked up. So they've been throwing flags and picking them up all afternoon long. So
To the 26.
that's another opportunity. So that's Boyd. He's back in the game. So you have a Boyd comes in. Looks like he's more of the running of the quarterbacks. And then you have Burke who comes in, who's more of the passer of the quarterbacks. So Boyd is in, and he is a receiver as well, listed on the depth chart. 5'9", 175, freshman out of Pittsburgh. And he keeps it. Run pass option. He'd be knocked down. Great open field tackle by Victor Gabriel.
Making the stop, Victor Gabriel.
Defensive back came up. Sophomore out of Berkeley, California, Berkeley High School. It's a loss of a couple, so it will be second down and 12. Comets find themselves trailing by 7.
Back in quarterback, 15, Justin Boyd, 5'9", 175-pound freshman out of Pittsburgh.
So Boyd stays in the game. 4 receivers set. Hands it off to Woodson again, and he will be possibly gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it will be third down and long. And there's another flag.
Penalty flag thrown behind the line.
So this flag was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Now you're seeing a bunch of laundry now on the field. And looks as though it's going to be against the Comets here, as the Mustang players are pointing towards the Comets. We'll see what Jim O'Neill, and indeed, it is a personal foul. And that's another personal foul penalty for Contra Costa. This half alone, 75 yards of personal foul penalties for the Comets. The Comets have pretty much been the owner of their own demise here with these personal fouls. Count 75 yards just in this half alone.
24, so first and 10 for Los Medanos on the Comet 12.
First and 10, Mustangs driving again. Handoff. And there was a blitz. And that was Daniels, who was dragged down behind a line of scrimmage. A loss of about 3.
Correction, the 16.
So second down, 13.
Loss of 4, second and
Ball is placed at the just outside of the 16-yard line. Here's the blitz again. Boy, throws it to the back of the end zone, just out of the hands. Ball was targeted to number 2.
Josh Wisham.
And that's Josh Wisham.
Wide receiver, 6 foot, 165.
He's a 6-foot freshman out of Heritage, Brentwood, California. streaking down the right sideline.
Third down coming up. Third
Not able to haul that in.
Comets 60.
So now it will be third down. 12-14 remaining. Burke now, he's back in the game. 4 receivers set. Daniels to his left. In the shotgun. Burke throws it to the corner, and he throws it and almost intercepted.
Incomplete.
So both Burke and the receiver was not on the same page there. And that was nearly picked off by, trying to get the number, but that was nearly picked off. And Los Medanos will settle for a field goal attempt.
Intended for number 80, Keegan. Fourth down. Hernandez comes in. He'll attempt.
And this will be for 37 yards. Left-footed kicker gets it down, and it is up and good.
Timeout with 12:05 left in the fourth quarter. The score now shows Los Medanos 17, Contra Costa 7.
12:05 remaining in the fourth quarter, in the game, actually. And Hernandez was solid with a 37-yard field goal. The Comets now trail by 10, 17-7, with 12:05 remaining in the game. Definitely is going to be a tough opportunity for the Comets if they have not been able to get on track all afternoon offensively. As we mentioned, their starting quarterback, Jalen, he is not dressed, so he's not in the game. They've relied on the Vancoillie, the freshman out of Belgium.
A 33-yard field goal, 12:05 left.
First drive, opening drive, was spectacular. Textbook. Since then, they have not been able to get on track, get on rhythm. So Contra Costa needs a opportunity. They need to score here. Try to get back in this game as they trail by 10. They run the risk of falling to 1 and 2.
Vintage of Napa 2, Sonoma Valley nothing, and American Canyon 13, Casa Grande Petaluma 6.
Hernandez kicks it off.
Kicks away. Taking it to 5.
He's taking it to the 5-yard line, and he will be down at the 27-yard line. So Contra Costa take over on the 27-yard line. This will be their first possession of the fourth quarter.
Johnson on the return, 23-yard return. Walker on the stop.
Ball is placed actually at the 28-yard line.
24-yard return
of Contra Costa, 24-yard line return. Comets find themselves trailing by 10.
So the Comets take over first and 10.
With just under 12 minutes remaining in the game.
17-7, Los Medanos.
Los Medanos has been pretty solid in bottling up Daniels. Just as we say that, Daniels takes over the right side. A nice gain, and the ball's on the ground. And it looks as though the ball is fumbled. And Los Medanos is claiming they have it. As Daniels turned back for the ball, and indeed it is a fumble. That's the second turnover of the game.
35-yard line.
So Contra Costa will take over at the, actually Los Medanos, the Mustangs will take over at the 35-yard line, and that's the second turnover of the game for the Comets, and that could be a costly one.
That was after a 6-yard gain.
So Daniels, that's his second fumble of the season. And it could not have came at a more inopportune time for the Comets, as Los Medanos now Mustangs in Comets territory. And Burke tries to get it done early. He'll throw that as an interception. So he comes right back. Burke comes off the bench, and he throws interception. And that was picked off by number 20. That's Dunlop Johnson.
150-pound freshman out of.
So the freshman Burke threw it up to Graz in a double team, double coverage, and Dunlap Johnson with the interception. Contra Costa defense again has been stellar all afternoon long.
In the end zone, so Contra Costa will take over.
And they'll pick over at the 20-yard line. So the freshman, Zach Burke from Granada High School, Livermore, California, tried to make the Comets pay, but threw it into double coverage. And Dunlap Johnson was right there for the interception. And that's Jerald Daniels on the carry.
To Jerald Daniels.
And it looked like that's a short gain of a couple. So Contra Costa was able to avoid disaster there. Daniels turned the ball over, and they come right back and get a turnover themselves. So Contra Costa now has an opportunity. So could the Comets string together a drive, a touchdown to get back in this game? 5 receivers. Design run up the middle, and he will be dragged down for a gain of around 3.
25 to around the 26.
So that Vancoillie, the design run, the empty backfield, took it right up the gut. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Alhambra, rather, Martinez. 6'2", 230-pound freshman out of Alhambra. Ball placed on.
Just closing in on 10 minutes.
3rd and 5.
In the 4th quarter. Handed off to Daniels on the left side, and he escapes it, and he will make the first down and be thrown out of bounds. But that will be a first down by Daniels. Nice design run. Jerald Daniels took it over left side, finds some running room. Gain of 6. And it will be first down for the Comets. Important drive for Contra Costa this afternoon. This is possibly the most important drive of the game. Four receivers. Vancoillie throws it downfield, has a man open, he has Latham, but he stepped out of bounds. He'd have been ineligible anyway. Yeah, Latham streaking down the left sideline.
23.
And it will be 2nd down and 10.
He's 5'10", 180-pound sophomore on the Blue. Dominique Latham, wide receiver, 6 foot, 180-pound freshman out of Mount Lake Terrace, Seattle.
2nd down and 10. Ball is placed on the 33-yard line of the Comets.
2nd and 10.
Comets trail by 10. Field goal at the 12:03 mark by Hernandez from 37 yards was good. Vancoillie, Jenkins, Daniels, and he runs out of bounds. So Daniels was able to catch it out of the backfield. Nice design play for the first down, 10 yards.
Pass was completed to Jerald Daniels.
So Jerald Daniels moving, he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well as run it. So first down and 10 at the 43-yard line of the Comets. Trail by 10. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the game. Offset eye. And Vancoillie finds Latham. And Latham finds the zone, and he will be able to haul that in for a first down. So another first down for the Comets. Gain of around 12.
Correction, 13-yard gain.
Comets hustle back to the line of scrimmage. This is the rhythm the Comets have been trying to find all afternoon long.
1st and 10 for the Comets. At the 44-yard line of the Mustangs.
Hand the ball off again to Daniels.
Hand off to Daniels.
And he will be dragged down for a couple. Looks as though the Mustangs got away with a face mask there, but was not called. It was inadverted. Second and 8. Comets trail by 10. Closing in on 8 minutes remaining in the game. He's trying to get the offense settled. Now Latham, one-on-one, smoke screen to Shekels, and he's dragged down. So a quick smoke screen to Shekels, no gain. Now it's third down and long.
29.
So actually a loss of a couple. So now it's going to be third down, and it looks as though it's around 12.
Loss of 2, third and 12 to the 30.
So third down and 12. 46-yard line of the Mustangs. Daniel moves to the right side of Vancoillie. Steps up and is hit as he delivers it and almost intercepted again.
Fourth down.
It looks as though that was a blitz by Miles Walker. Came off the edge, freshman out of Tracy High School. And he hit Vancoillie as soon as he was delivering. And so now it will be fourth down. So what will the Comets do here? Looks as though their offense staying on the field as Vancoillie coming back out after getting instruction. 7:10 remaining. Comets trail by 10. Ball is on the Mustangs' 46-yard line and a timeout on the field by Contra Costa. The first timeout of the second half for the Comets.
Contra Costa, their first timeout of the second half.
Timeout, Contra Costa.
Comets now have 2 timeouts remaining.
7:10 left in the fourth quarter with the score showing Los Medanos.
Try to catch up on some more scores.
7.
In the early games this afternoon, we have a
action coming up here.
lot of games in the evening.
Regular season in 2 weeks.
Santa Rosa and Chabot was actually, that game was postponed.
Comet Stadium on Senior Day. Game time will be at 1 p.m.
So we have the evening
And
games.
basketball will be coming along pretty soon. They start December 21st at DVC. That
6 o'clock, you have Grossmont and Southwestern, Golden West at Riverside, LA Valley against Compton and Ventura Memorial Park,
Richmond Auditorium.
Cerritos against San Diego Mesa, Long Beach against Bakersfield, Santa Ana against Chaffee, Antelope against Desert,
1 o'clock on Saturday, and then the boys.
LA Pierce against Pasadena City, Saddleback against Orange Coast, Canyons against East LA, West LA against Southwest, LA Southwest, and San Joaquin Delta against Coors. All those games are in the evening. We'll try to get you caught up on the afternoon games.
Keegan, Grayson-Zehrung.
So fourth down and they decided to punt. Speaking of Contra Costa, and that punt will be fair caught, and
Kick still rolling.
it's rolling, and it will be down just outside the 16. So it placed at the 16-yard line.
6:59 left.
So 6:59 remaining in the fourth quarter of the game. Monterey Peninsula 7,
17, Contra Costa 7.
De Anza nothing. Actually, now the game is actually 34-21. Monterey Peninsula well ahead of that game. 12:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cabrillo against Galvin is still tied at 10. Hartnell now 22-19 over Merced. They've come back with 2 minutes remaining in that game. And that's Burke with the handoff to Woodson, and that's a gain of around 4. So first down, a gain of 4.
76. Denzel Mears on.
Fresno City 27, Sacramento City 10. Butte is just drilling Syracuse 64-14. That game is in the fourth quarter.
6'3", 204.
Reedley 48, San Jose 13. That game's 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Palomar 28, Fullerton 14, actually 48. That game's in the fourth quarter as well. San Francisco, DVC 10-7. San Francisco winning that game. That's another handoff again. And he will be brought down. Look like he's getting closer and closer to first down. And that's Woodson again on the carry.
William Robinson. But
And that was a gain of 6, so that was a first down for Woodson, for Jaiden Woodson.
actually 9 yards on first down for the.
So first and 10
32.
for the Mustangs. You're watching BayAreaSports.tv. My name is Joaquin Wallace, executive producer, Tim Banks. Pass caught in the flat.
And he goes out of bounds. Armon McRaven.
That's a nice gain as well. So the Mustangs are trying to put some things together here. Armon McRaven with that catch. And that'll move the chains as well for another first down.
Over Jhay on the coverage.
Comets time is not their friend now. 5:37 remaining in the game. Comets need a stop here. Get their offense back on the field. Try to get some score. Touchdown and or field goal would work. Preferably a touchdown for the Comets. 3 receiver set. Hand off over the left side.
Hand off.
And that's Daniels.
And spilled at the 47.
That's a gain of around 5 or 6.
Number 26.
He's able to shed a few tackles.
Spilled by 18, Marcus Dilbert Jr.
So now it's second down. Nice gain of 5.
4, second and 6.
So actually it was a gain of 4. So second down and 6. Just short of midfield. Los Medanos in Mustang territory right now, trying to move over to Comet territory and try to salt this game away. Burke, play action. Has a man and throws it short. So Burke with the play action.
Intended for number 2, Josh Wisham.
Ball was intended to Josh Wisham. That ball was short.
At the Mustang.
So now it will be third down and 5.
4:38 left in regulation.
And Wisham was open. Burke rolled out, was just not able to deliver. Remember last time, Burke threw a costly interception in the end zone. So it hands the ball off to Woodson again over the left side, and he will gain a couple, and it will be fourth down.
See where they'll put it.
So fourth down, and looks as though the Mustangs offense stays on the field, but I'm sure they'll
4th and 4.
wind up punting this to the Comets. It's Chris Shipp, head coach for the Mustangs of Los Medanos. At this point, Los Medanos defense has done an excellent job of bottling up the Comets. So punting the ball here is not a bad strategy. Just play field position. It's under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Comets trail by 10.
Kick it away.
There's a punt. And signal for the fair catch. And
Ball kicks away and goes into the end.
takes a Comet bounce and goes into the end zone. And the Comets will take over, trailing by 10. With just under 3.5 remaining in the fourth quarter.
So Contra Costa will take over. 1st and 10.
So Contra Costa take over at their own 20-yard line.
With 3:40 left.
You're watching BayAreaSports.tv. My name is Joaquin Wallace. Thanks for joining us this afternoon for this
Here, but we had 5
American Pacific 7 Conference matchup on football Saturday here on homecoming day.
offering a free
Crowd was announced at around 150 people came out this afternoon to watch this
The busy wife.
evenly matched contest this afternoon between two conference foes.
Salad and beans. EOPS.
Los Medanos came in number 3 in the conference at 2-1. Contra Costa 1 game behind. Los Medanos 1-1. 2-5 overall. Los Medanos Mustangs 3-3. Both are trailing De Anza, who actually is losing, but not in the conference game.
Those were all down by the front gate.
Looks like De Anza will fall to 4-3. There's a swing pass out, and it was a little trickeration there.
For Dominique Latham.
And it was trying to hit Latham down the left sideline. A little trickeration. Riley Lee was not able to find Latham as Latham was streaking down the left sideline. but to no avail. It will be 2nd down and 10. Contra Costa trying something different here, trying to get a big play. Handed it off to Riley Lee. And Riley Lee lined up and is trying to hit Latham down the left sideline, but Los Medanos pretty much stiffed that play out. And in fact, if Lee would have made a perfect throw, that may have been picked off by Devontae McClay. There's Latham in motion. Hands the ball off. Double reverse. And again, little trickeration. And Riley Lee makes something out of nothing. And there's a man open. That's Daniels. So it didn't look pretty, but it worked out. But there is a flag. And I'm sure this is all going to go for naught, as Latham took the handoff and then handed it off to Lee. And then Lee tried to make the pass, but Lee was somewhat tackled. But he found Daniels.
Pass was completed from Riley.
Pass was completed, but I'm sure this is going to be a penalty as the flag was thrown. The laundry on the field. We'll just have to wait for Jim O'Neill to sort this all out.
There was an illegal forward pass, 2 forward passes.
So you had 2 forward passes.
Final pass will be
So it will be a loss of down.
3rd down.
And it will be 3rd down. So you had 2 forward passes and a loss of down.
2 forward passes on the same downs. 5-yard penalty against Contra Costa.
So that's going to push Contra Costa back even further now. So we wait for the down marker.
It'll be inside the 10.
So this will be inside the 10, so it will be 3rd down and long. So another penalty for Contra Costa. And the ball will be placed at the 5-yard line. So 3rd down and 25 at the 5-yard line of the Comets. So the Comets trying a little trickeration on consecutive plays. Now they find themselves 3rd and 25 with 3 minutes remaining in the game. Middle screen, Daniels is able to catch it, and he will be dragged down for a short gain. So it'll be 4th down and long, and the Comets will be punting.
So it'll be 4th and 20 from the 10.
So 4th and 20 with 2:45 remaining in the game. And it looks as though at this point the Comets just have to punt this. So as it looks as though the Comets will fall to 1-2 in conference, 2-6 overall. And Los Medanos looks as though they'll improve to 3-1 and 4-3 in conference.
Around midfield.
And they will have Deanza coming in next week. And there's a chance for them to make some noise in the conference if they're able to beat Deanza. As Deanza in conference will be 3-0, but they'll be 4-3 overall. So next week's game between Los Medanos, the Mustangs, and Deanza will be huge in the American Pacific 7 Conference. Contra Costa will fall to 1-2 in conference. And this will be pretty much the victory formation for the Mustangs with 2 minutes remaining in the game.
For 1 p.m. kickoff.
So quite possibly the Mustangs will run one play here. And that's Burke behind center.
Hand off to 24.
And number 24 is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage.
Jhay Roland.
And that's Rowan again.
Timeout.
Contra Costa takes the timeout here.
Timeout Contra Costa, number 2, 1 remaining.
So the Comets have 1 timeout remaining, and that was Roland, Jhay Roland.
Los Medanos 17.
So the Comets have 1 timeout remaining, trailing by 10, under 2 minutes remaining in the game. So as I was saying earlier, it looks as though Los Medanos will improve to 3-1. The Comets will fall to 1-2. The Comets will be back in action next week. They'll be on the road against Foothill, and then they have Senior Day, final game of the season. That will be against Yuba College. And that game will be on the 5th of December, it looks like. Actually, November 5th. That'll be the final game of the season for the Comets. Actually, the 9th of November here at 1 o'clock. That'll be the final game of the season for Contra Costa. Make sure you tune in to BayAreaSports.tv for that final game. Contra Costa takes their final timeout of the half end of the game.
Timeout Contra Costa after a 5-yard gain.
Minute 53 remaining, a 5-yard gain by the Mustangs.
Timeout Contra Costa, their third and last, with 1:53 left.
So we hope that the umpire, that's Kurt Vanderstilt, we hope that everything is okay with him. A scary moment in the first half as he was
Los Medanos
placing the ball and he just collapsed and
follow the Comets next week.
was able to get up and walk off the field under his own power, but he has yet and not returned in this game, so we hope prayers are with him and hopefully he's okay.
At 6 o'clock next week against Foothill College, and then back here in 2 weeks to wrap up the season.
So we will be back again in 2 weeks, close the season out, as the Comets will take on Yuba here at home, a 1 o'clock start. Handoff again up the middle, and that will be a short gain. And now it is second. That's fourth down at this point.
4th and 1.
4th and 1.
31.
And the minute 32 remaining in the clock. Contra Costa has no timeouts remaining, so a first down here pretty much seals it for the Mustangs. And that should do it there. That was the first down that we spoke about. And the Comets will fall officially now to 1-2 and 2-6 overall. And the Mustangs will improve to 3-1 and 4-3 overall.
First and 10 at the 26.
So it'll be first down and 10 at the 26-yard line. I'm sure the victory formation is in place here. Hard-fought game pretty much this afternoon. The Comets was not able to muster any offense all afternoon long. Outside of the first drive of 65 yards, they went down and scored on an 8-play drive, and that's been pretty much all the offense for the Comets this afternoon under their freshman quarterback, and they're making his start this afternoon, and that was Aaron Vancoillie. As we mentioned earlier, Jaiden Tragle, the normal starting quarterback, did not dress out this afternoon. And so we have to the Comets had to rely on their freshman from Belgium, Aaron Vancoillie. And he had some ups and downs this afternoon, but just not enough. As the Comets fall to 1-2 in conference on this homecoming afternoon. They fall to 2-6 overall as Los Medanos on the road improves to 3-1 and 4-3 overall.
Los Medanos 17.
So we'll catch up a little bit of the scoring. The game started off
54 minutes.
in a positive format for the Comets of Contra Costa. We mentioned earlier, took the opening kickoff 65 yards, 8-play drive. That was Daniel 6 yards for the first touchdown of the game. That happened at the 10:52 mark of the first quarter. The Mustangs came right back on the interception they got, and they was able to drive down 40 yards for their first touchdown. The game, Hernandez extra point was good. That was at the 105 mark, and that tied the game at 7. The second quarter, actually the third quarter, Mustangs came right out with a 74-yard drive, touchdown drive, 7-yard Daniels run at 12:26. That took the score to 14-7, and Hernandez' extra point was good. And they came right back at the 12:03 mark, the start of the fourth quarter, a 37-yard field goal by Hernandez, and that was the 17 points, and that's all the scoring that we had this afternoon. So again, the Comets, they fall to 1-2 in conference, 2-6 overall. Los Medanos 3-1 in conference, 4-3 overall. You're watching BayAreaSports.tv. My name is Joaquin Wallace.